Here we have a SAT math question. Okay, let's go to the information. So there is an expression given over here. Which of the following expressions is equivalent to the given expression? Okay, so in the given answer choices, we have to find the one which is equivalent to this expression. Okay, for that, let me write this expression as it is. That is 1 positive 8 times xy over 8 times x square y positive 4xy negative y positive 2 over 2x positive 1. Okay, here I have a negative sign between the two rational expressions over here. If I want to simplify this one, so what I have to do is I have to get the same denominator for both the fractions over here. Because whenever I want to add or subtract two fractions, I need the same denominator for both the fractions so that I can get the common denominator. Okay, now, so here both the denominators contain a variable. So if I factor the first denominator, that is 8x square y positive 4xy, so I'll have a chance to get the same denominator for both the fractions over here. Okay, now in my next step, what I'm going to do is I'm going to factor the denominator in the first fraction. So let me write the numerator over here as it is. It is 1 positive 8 times xy. Okay, so how do we have to factor this expression? So let's look at the greatest common divisor for the terms of this expression. So the greatest common divisor for this 8 and 4 is just 4. And for x square y and xy is just xy. So the greatest common divisor for the two terms over here is 4xy. So we can factor 4xy out. Okay, now to get the stuff inside the parentheses, what I have to do is I have to divide the terms of the expressions over here by the one I factor, that is 4xy. So when I divide this 8x square y by 4xy, what do I get? Let me do it. 8x square y as divided by the one I factor, that is 4xy. So this 8x square y can be written as 8x times x times y and 4x times y. So here this xy and xy will cancel. 4 goes into 4 one times and 4 goes into 8 two times. So I'm getting 2 and x 2 times x in numerator and denominator 1. That can be ignored. So when I divide this 8x square y by the one I factor, that is 4xy, I'm just getting 2x. Okay, when I divide this positive 4xy by this 4xy, I'm just getting 1. So negative y positive 2 over 2x positive 1. Okay, now consider the two denominators now. So here 4xy times 2x positive 1. So here we just have 2x positive 1. Okay, if I multiply the numerator and denominator of the second fraction by 4xy, I'll be getting the same denominator for both the fractions. Okay, now let me write the first fraction as it is. That is 1 positive 8xy over 4xy times 2x positive 1. Negative y positive 2 over 2x positive 1. So now what I have to do is I have to multiply both numerator and denominator of the second fraction by this 4xy. So when I do so, I'll be getting the same denominator for both the fractions, that is 4xy times 2x positive 1. Okay, now let me multiply both numerator and denominator of the second fraction by 4xy. Let me do it. So now just look at the denominator over here. So here we find the denominator 4xy times 2x positive 1. So here also we have the same denominator 4xy times 2x positive 1. So now what we can do is in our next step we can take the common denominator. So that is 4xy times 2x positive 1. Okay, now let me subtract the two numerators over here. That is 1 positive 8xy negative 4xy times y positive 2. So now we can take the common denominator 4xy times 2x positive 1. Okay, now 1 positive 8xy. Now what we can do is we can distribute this negative 4xy to this y. In that case, I'm getting negative 4x y square. When I distribute this negative 4xy to this positive 2, I'm getting negative 8xy. So divided by, now we can multiply this 4xy and 2x positive 1. So because I don't find this factor form in any of the given answer choices, because we just have expression. So we can multiply this 4xy and 2x positive 1. So when I multiply, when I distribute this 4xy to this 2x, I'm getting 8x square y. When I distribute this 4xy to this positive 1, I'm getting just positive 4xy. Okay, in numerator, I have positive 8xy, negative 8xy. We can cancel them. So it will become 0. Then we get 1 negative 4xy square over 8x square y positive 4xy. Okay, now I was completely simplified the subtraction of the two fractions over here. So now we have to check the answer choices where we get this expression exactly. So I think in answer choice A, we get this stuff 1 negative 4xy squared by 8x square y positive 4xy. So this is the expression which is equivalent to the given one. So the correct answer choice for this question is option A.